I'm out here doing a hike. I'm at the Backbone Trail in Southern California, and usually it's bone dry out here, but I wanted to get out here in the rain and just see what it's like. We've been getting a lot of rain lately, and the past couple of weeks off and on. Oh boy. And here's the first. Oh my! This is what this looks like. My walking stick, my hiking poles, I forgot them. So all right, I have to get across this. So I'll be back in a minute. Yeah, like I said, usually it's bone dry out here, and that's what it looks like right now. Holy cow. Wow. All right. Here's Roaring Rapids number 2 here. I haven't seen it like this before. Pretty wild. And eventually I'm going to get to the main creek crossing, so that might be pretty major. So I don't know where. I have no idea where I'm going to see rushing water across my path, but we'll see. Right now I'm going down a steep decline, and it's going to be a steep incline on the way back, of course, but I'd much rather do a steep incline as opposed to a decline, because going down, oh my, whoa, that's what I was expecting to see. I'll show, it's Malibu Creek down there, and it's like crazy flooded. I'm hoping the bridge is still available, because if not, then I'm gonna have to turn around and go back. But yeah, when you're going downhill, you have to watch every step you take, because the rain and the steady flow of water down this trail has loosened up a lot of rocks. So you got to be super careful not to turn an ankle, or worse, fall down at the side of the embankment, which is like right there. Okay, I just saw the bridge, and it definitely looks passable. So that's a good sign. I was a little worried about that. Yeah, it's definitely passable. All right. So I have to remember too, this is an up and back trail. So the further in I go, I gotta walk back. So hopefully the weather's not gonna get much worse than it is now. So the fog has lifted some, so I can see further. So this is a nice steady rain. This is not drizzle. So you might not be able to tell on the camera, but yeah, it's coming down nicely. All right, so it looks like we're coming across another creek crossing. Yes, we are. Oh boy, alrighty. I'm not sure where I can step. I might be getting pretty wet, I'm not sure. So I think I'm going to turn off the camera, secure my phone, secure my backpack, and I might be getting wet. I mean, I could try to jump across. I mean, it's about a 4-foot, 5-foot leap. All right, so I could step right there, but that's on the other side. And there's a rock right here, but it's literally right next to the entrance. So I just don't know how deep that is. So there is a nice sized branch right here. It's burnt, but it should still be usable. I'm going to use that to see how deep the water is and see I can use that as support to get across. So it looks like it was a lot higher here because you see the leaves on the trees there are higher than the water level right now. So there was a lot more water. You see the grass is all flat right there. So the water was quite a bit higher. And so, all right, I'm going to shut my phone off and give this a shot. Worst comes to worst, I just don't want to fall. So I don't care if I get wet, I get wet. I just don't want to fall. All right, I got across. My feet are water. It was about ankle deep, and my feet are waterlogged, but that's okay. I already feel them warming back up, but you see the river. There's the river right there. That's what I crossed over. That was the hardest crossing. Everything else is fine. But I think at this point, if I got to turn around, I'll turn around. So. You have to remember when you're out here, number one line of defense against the elements, against the weather, against exposure, is going to be what you have on. It's the clothes you have on. So whether it's rain, snow, cold weather, number one line of defense is always going to be what you have on. So I have on like a short sleeve shirt. I have on long sleeve athletic hoodie, and I have this rain jacket on. So I have on 3 layers across my chest, 2 on my arms. I have on gloves. I like to say gloves because my kids, when they were little, instead of saying gloves, they would say glubs. So I've always said gloves. All right, there's another wet spot here. I gotta navigate. Yeah, so no matter what the weather is, your number one line of defense against exposure is gonna be what you have on. And so when you're preparing to go out, again, you just don't want to assume anything, take anything for granted. I said, I stepped out today because every time I've been out here, it's been nice, sunny, warm weather, maybe cloudy, but not this. And it's quite a look. And you definitely don't want to be stuck out here. If you're out here for a day hike and something happens, God forbid, that number one line of defense is going to be your clothing. It's not going to be trying to build a shelter out here. So right now, good or bad, I'm assuming that I'm going to do this hike. I'm going to get wet. I'm going to turn around, head back in the car, and I'm going to go home, change my clothes, dry off, and have a nice cup of hot cocoa in about 2 hours. But there are times when that doesn't happen. It doesn't happen that way for everybody. I know, full transparency, I probably shouldn't be thinking that way. I need to be concentrating on where I'm placing my feet on every step, because it's not even about loose rocks and stones, but it's mud too. So my feet can easily slide in the mud as well. So right now the trail is pretty narrow right through here, and it's like an embankment right there. So I can't assume anything. It's a big waterfall over there. Wow, look at that. That's impressive. So I just can't reiterate enough, don't assume anything. I should not be assuming anything. You know, I told my wife, hey, I'm going to the Backbone Trail. I should be back in a couple of hours. So at least she knows where I'm at if something does happen and I don't show up. I'm not sure how good the reception's not that great back in here. But again, I just gotta remember to stay diligent and not think about the cup of hot cocoa at the end of this. Whoop, whoop. Wow. I know, I keep saying wow. Hey! Because none of this was here before. You know, but if I did have to shelter out here, I would try to find, I'm looking around, I'm not going to build a shelter. I would look for something like that. You can see through there. It's like, I'd sit right in there underneath that big old rock that's probably been sitting there for about 1,000,000 years. I might just curl up right in there. I just sit right on that little shelf of rock right there and just curl up in there. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if there's like trash up in there and whatnot, actually. But that's what I would do. As we come upon another flood crossing, I might be able to just jump across this one. Ready, set, yeah. All right. Guys, remember, I got to go back because this is an up and back trail. This is not a loop, so I got to cross back all this stuff too. So again, if I get injured, if I turn an ankle, getting back may be difficult. There's got to be a name to these falls. You can see the rain coming down. It's coming down pretty steady. But that's pretty impressive. I see a trail right there. And there. It runs up a lot closer. That's not where I'm headed though. Wow. Impressive. Yeah, I'm just amazed because every time I've been out here, it's been bone dry. I know I keep saying it. I said it about 5 times already. That's where I came from. Over that way. Beyond that ridge. So I turned around, I'm starting to head back now. And I probably have about an hour hike to get back. But I turned around mainly because the wind's been picking up and it's gotten a bit chillier and it's still raining. So I took that as a sign to head back. So I probably have a good hour hike to get back. Just saw a bunny go running off. And that reminds me that I've been noticing a lot of holes in the ground. Just have to remember all these critters, or the scorpions that live out here, and the rattlesnakes that live out here. All this water is going to be washing out all their little homes, and so I have to remember to be diligent about those guys as well crossing my path. And I know they can kind of slither through the bushes or not, but I'm sure they would prefer the easier movement on this cleared path. So I have to be aware of that as well. All right, so now I got to do all these creek crossings again. Now that I'm heading back. So, all right, there's another leap of faith. Wait, no. Oh man! Yikes! Woo! And now it's pouring out. I got that big old creek crossing coming up that I got to get across, so I'm about to, is it here? Oh, it's not here yet. So right now I'm pretty much in strict survival mode, so I'm hyper aware, I'm hyper careful. If I'm going down a decline, I'm leaning back. I'm trying to keep my goals to keep my core engaged and keep my knees bent and keep my core over my center of gravity. So if I'm going up a hill, I'm leaning forward into it. If I'm going down a decline, I'm leaning back slightly, just trying to keep my core over my center of gravity. And if any kind of shift in the terrain, if my foot slips, I still have my core over my center of gravity. It's raining pretty hard. It's getting foggy. The ground is getting softer, so I've been slipping a lot more. I just slipped a second ago. When I say slipped, it's maybe a couple inches, but I have to be hyper aware. So I'm less inclined to worry about getting wet because I'm already soaked. So, and again, I still have that big creek crossing ahead of me, but I'm enjoying being out here. This is a great experience, and but I'm also officially in survival mode. I do not want to turn an ankle. I do not want to slide and fall and land hard on a rock or whatever. Just being aware of my surroundings. Just aware that nothing's coming out of any of these holes that are in the ground. There's a lot of flood crossings. A lot of them I'm able to just step over. There's one right here. I can just step over it. So I'm not sure how long it's going to take to get back, but it's official. I'm in survival mode. Wow, it's really foggy over there. Look at that. The items I have with me, I have a liter of water. I have a couple of snacks to nibble on. I have, of course, you see the hat on my head, and I brought waterproof matches. You just can't assume anything. So I brought waterproof matches. I brought with me a container that has these solid fuel cubes. You break them up and they catch a flame real easily. Another little flood crossing I just did. I have a pocket knife, foldable pocket knife on my hip, a moy knife in my backpack. You don't know what can't be certain about what you're gonna come across. All right, so I'm trying to get my bearings here. Like I said, this is a in and out trail, so there's no getting lost, but and all this fog and rain, it doesn't look the same. I still got to navigate these big old rocks. Okay, now I see where I'm at. Oh no, I'm not at the big creek crossing. All right, let me shut up. I think there's a little bit more water in here now. All right, so I've done it once, so I know I'm gonna get wet, so I'm not gonna waste any time. I have to make sure I just don't slip. I might as well take a couple extra steps just to make sure I don't slip and fall into this mess. So I'll see you on the other side. I did slip, and but again, it's ankle deep. It's not the worst thing. I mean, the goal there was not to fall on my butt. That was the goal, and I accomplished that. So, all right, but it's still raining. The wind's kicking up again. My feet are soaked. I'm soaked. My feet are especially soaked. But again, I'm assuming I'm going to get back. That was the worst of it. Woo! Oh, now it's coming down. Oh, now it's pouring. Holy cow. This is feeding more and more water into this whole system down here. Wow. It's coming down pretty good. It is pouring out. It's been pouring out here. But overall, I feel okay still. I'm still covered up good. I feel chill, but I'm not cold. In fact, the exposed hand that's holding this phone is what's coldest. Like I said before, I'm in survival mode. I'm still going up an incline, which is why I'm breathing kind of heavy. This weather is quite an experience to be out here. I recommend it for everyone, at least once. I just stumbled and almost fell. But basically it's like standing in your shower, fully dressed. That's what it's like out here right now. Behind me. You see the water running down. It's running down on the trail, and it's running down my back as well. But I gotta be super careful of loose rocks through here because it's pretty treacherous. My feet are slipping more inside my boots. It's easier now to turn an ankle and really get hurt. Wow. Well, it's right in front of my path. Alright, hold on. I gotta get a slow-mo of this. Hold on a second. Alright, this is my trail. I'm gonna step. I can walk through it, but it's like an incline right there, so I can't do. It's not flat. It goes like that, and I can't step on that side because it just dropped off. So I gotta go this way. So I might get wet again. Here we go. I'll get my right foot around. Here we go. That's one part. I guess I can step here. Left foot there, right foot there. And push off my right foot and then have my left foot land on that guy. Not that, that's a log. It'll land there. So it's going to be one, left foot, right foot, left foot, and then cross. Alright, I'm going to turn my phone off because I don't want to slip and fall. There we go. Made it back to the trailhead. I'm a happy man. Whew. I made it back to the car. I mean, I was already assuming I was going to make it back to the car. But if you had 1,000 people who were out here doing this, maybe 3 of them would trip and fall and land on a rock and really, gash themselves, or they step on a loose rock and really turn their ankle really bad. So even though I was assuming I would get back, you have to be always aware of the possibilities, and it's not 0%. I mean, there's a chance, there's always a chance, especially in weather like this, of a serious mechanical injury, and you have to be ready for it. So I am gonna head back to the house. I'm gonna dry off and change, have my hot cocoa. All right, until next time. Signing off.